guys, welcome to another day of not talking about Nintendo. Today we'll be talking about the PlayStation 5, which is rumored to... Not today! Let's talk about Xenoblade. Today, my brethren, we finally talk about a Nintendo game. Kinda. Monolith is second party, so it counts. This is the first of a series of videos that I've wanted to make for a long time. A series in which I look at details from a game, mostly Xenoblade, and analyze why that makes a game special. And what better way to kick off the series than looking scientifically at a cat girl waifu? Oh boy. Beware of spoilers for Xenoblade Chronicles 2 for the rest of the video. This is Nia. She's a cat girl waifu from a game called Xenoblade Chronicles 2. You may know it as the best game ever if you've ever read the description for any of my videos. Her powers include creating water out of thin air and manipulating people's cells in order to cut those in literal half. Also known as reproduction. Let's start off by saying that no, as far as I know, science doesn't really have an answer for the whole creating water out of thin air deal.
This pisses me right off.
I'm gonna look at something a bit more specific. Take a look at this cutscene.
What? Is that it? Huh. I hardly even felt it!
I alter the replication rate of your body cells. Even an immortal blade is made from the same stuff as any other being.
So let's analyze what happens here. First, Nia throws magic water balls at Malus that then get absorbed by his body and, according to Nia, modify his cellular reproduction rate, making him get swollen. And then he falls off a cliff. Now let's look at two real-life existing events that combined could create a similar effect. First of them being cancer. Now, cancer cells are nothing more than regular cells that have lost the ability to limit themselves in how they reproduce, thus reproducing a bit too often and creating tumors. That usually isn't caused by magic cat girls using swords and stuff, but it has a similar effect to what we want, so we're just gonna ignore that part. You know, it's good enough. But if you look at the instances when Nia uses her powers to heal her friends, you realize that she never uses any magic floating balls for that.
Oh! Have I mentioned how irritating that ability is?
And on top of that, if you're somewhat familiar with the symptoms of cancer, you may have realized that your arms exploding into purple goo is not one of them. Now, if you connect those dots, you are led to the conclusion that the magic floating water balls are what's responsible for Malus's purple goo bursts. That intended. So what in science could possibly be a parallel to that? Well, you see, when cells come in contact with water, they tend to absorb the water until the salt concentration level is the same inside and outside of the cell. Now, if that is done with 100% pure water, the cell will just keep absorbing water until it becomes too full and pops. Now let's look again at what happens in the cutscene.
Is that it?
Malus's body absorbs water and then liquid bursts out. Now granted, it is a bit odd that the water Malus is bursting out happens to be fucking purple, but if you're gonna pay attention to details like that, we'd have stopped at the point where Nia created water out of thin air by using a goddamn sword that she also happened to create out of thin fucking air. The point is, there are actual processes that would lead to effects similar to what we see in the game, even if on a different scale, color, and context. And in the end of the day, isn't a scientific parallel to a cat girl waifu all we want out of a YouTube video?
Say what?
Now, as for why that makes this game just a slight bit more special, well, I see it as a great instance of science being well implemented in the story of the game, which is very welcome, especially with the whole absolute zero stuff. There's a car in the background. It's making noise. It stopped. The fact that the people behind the game took the time to think about how Nia could use her already existing powers to attack Malus instead of giving her some brand new power out of nowhere really makes this scene feel more organic and earned. And that is why Xenoblade 2 is art. Also, I can now say the phrase Nia gives you cancer, and that makes my life a whole lot better.